Hello everyone, and here we have a new week ahead of us, and we got certain things happening, don't we? We got Jupiter now that has changed signs, and I think this is really joyful for all of you fire signs, especially Sagittarius, because it rules Sagittarius. So you guys, you're going to feel it the most. It's going to be in your sign for a year, but also for those of you who are Aries or Leo, you will have a beautiful golden trine to your sign. So it's really going to amp up the energy. You're going to feel a lot of expansion taking place in the oncoming year, where Jupiter is going to be very abundant with you and bring just a lot of great opportunities, new people coming into your life that are jovial, people in high places that will look out for you and have your back, right? We just love when we have Jupiter working with us. And of course, those of you who might be a little challenged, because Jupiter not only rules abundance and gratefulness and all of those good things, but it also rules justice and the things that are not fair. And that would be those of you who are squared by the sign, which is Virgo and Pisces, and those of you who are Gemini, which is in the opposite sign of Sagittarius. So what would that mean? Will it mean a year of bad luck? No. It means it's time to grow. We might just feel a little bit of growing pains as we're being challenged. What Jupiter really wants to challenge you with, again, Pisces, Virgo, and Gemini, is to really look at your life where you kind of need to cut back on certain things that might have been a little bit out of control, where you might have been a little wasteful. So it's cutting back on those things that no longer are needed for you. But at the same time, growing pains is to really push yourself. And you will find that you will be pushing yourself to kind of just expand outside of the limitations that you might have been feeling. So for that reason, Jupiter is good. It will question you. It will test you, right? And it will ask you, do you really want this in your life anymore? Or are you cutting corners to get ahead in a new way, where you might just have to bring up those talents and skills to the surface, right? But the good news is, since it's very powerful in the sign of Sag, no matter what sign you are, we all have Sagittarius somewhere in our chart. So you want to go look at your own personal chart, figure out where Jupiter is placed, which house Jupiter is showing up in, because this is where you, individually and personally, will be tested, right? And so if it's the second house, it is your financial situation. If it's the fourth house, well, then it has to do with home, family, and etc. Just like that. If it's in your seventh house, it's going to be your relationships that might be tested. But then again, that goes for you fire signs, which is harmoniously set for you. The same thing rings true. You know, if you find out in your personal chart that Jupiter is transiting your seventh house, you might marry this year or find your significant other. If you're single, if you are married, well, it's going to be a great year for your marriage and so forth. And financially, same thing if Jupiter happens to hit or transit now through your second house. So I can't see that from here. Always happy to look at your chart, of course, to see what it's going to do for you personally. So we got that. And then, of course, Venus has been retrograde for quite a number of weeks. And we know how that has been digging deep down into our spiritual, emotional consciousness. We might have felt challenged because Scorpio can be quite passionate, right? But it has retrograded even beyond Scorpio and back into Libra here as we speak. But it's turning now. And as it does, well, it's going to allow itself to move forward again, go through Scorpio one more time, but this time it's going to be direct as it picks up speed and will pick up those things that have been positive. You can have a change of heart, what might have gone haywire and gone south, well, say a breakup, and I know a lot of you have encountered that. I can see that in my readings, but then at the same time, this could be a time where you could pick up reconcile and see if it's going to work for you now. And the passions are still the same. It's still going to have that beautiful Scorpion energy over the next couple of weeks. And then down the road, it is going to meet up with beautiful Jupiter. And that is a time that we can all look forward to. It happens once a year that Venus and Jupiter will come together and party, right? And expand our emotional selves. But that's not this week. So let's not get too far ahead of ourselves. We have Veterans Day here today on the 11th. And of course, this is a time where we can send a few thoughts to all the veterans and what they have done for our country. And the aspects for today are pretty nice. We get the Sun sextiling Pluto, which allows us to really feel a little deep down inside in our consciousness for the sacrifices that has gone out before us in this and honor them. Well, the moon is in Capricorn Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, at least until 11 a.m. on Tuesday. And that gives us a little bit of a grounded energy. We're practical when the moon goes through Capricorn. That goes for all of us, regardless of what sign we are, because it touches upon that Saturnian feeling. And that is our roots. It's also our karma. It's those things where we feel serious about certain things. So we're going to have that real sober feeling at the beginning of the week. Monday, we have the moon also in a nice aspect, both to Mars and to Neptune, also to Jupiter. So it's a good day Monday where we can get things done. All the practical things that we've been putting aside, we might be looking at this and how we can actually now move ahead, push ahead. Actually, when we got Mars involved, there's always energy, right? And so we might get things concluded. So use that to your advantage, get those things done, because as we move into Tuesday, the 13th, the Sun is an aspect to Saturn, which again gives us that earthy feeling, that karmic feeling that we need to do something. We need to probably also have some communication because the moon and Venus, they're square, meaning it's a little challenged here on the emotional front. That could be with a partner, it could be somebody in the family, it could be with a coworker, whatever the deal is. I feel that the issue at hand today is something that you should actually need to express, okay? Don't bottle it up because then it will just fester and then it's just going to be worse down the road. It's all about how one communicates those things that are laying upon your heart to get it out in a good way. I feel Mercury is in a good position to help you actually communicate those things. And the moon is changing from Capricorn into Aquarius here before lunchtime. And of course, that will allow us to kind of think a little bit outside of the box. That Uranian energy that Aquarius represents allows us to think in unique ways. You know, outside of the traditional, we might find ourselves wanting to explore some new realms over the next few days as the moon is cruising through here. And also there might be an unexpected situation throughout the afternoon. That's also when the moon is going to be squaring on Uranus. That's Tuesday. But coming in there to Wednesday, it's a good day, not too eventful, actually. And it's giving us a little break, a little pause, and, take that extra rest time because come Thursday, it's going to be a busy day and quite a few things can take place. Now, that would be an unexpected event that you might take a very quick, unexpected action upon. You might have to change your plans due to whatever's popping up. And but I see that you can roll with it pretty well. You might have to go out of your way just a little bit, but I can see that the goodwill is with you, meaning you are wanting this to take on shape and form, so you're in a place where you can make it happen. And as we cruise through the afternoon on Thursday, well, when we come into the late evening, the moon is shifting signs from Aquarius into Pisces, where it will be straight throughout Friday, Saturday, and into Sunday. Now, when the moon is in Pisces, guys, yes, we're all going to feel just that much more psychic, aren't we? Meaning our intuition is heightened. It's like all our little antennas are out there and absorbing all the frequencies from the people and groups around you. You might tune into them differently. It's also very creative time for you. So some of you might bring out your paints, or you might want to write in your journal. Maybe you feel like dancing and showing your emotions that way, or just being super close to your partner, right? Because you are so attuned. Friday is excellent for going out doing something, not just creative but active, as the moon is conjuncting there with Mars. So you're feeling on top of the game, but you might also just feel that you're picking up a situation from your partner where maybe your partner is not open about or wanting to discuss at this time. It's more like you sense something is on his or her mind. You might query, you might ask about it, or you might just sense that your partner might need a little space to kind of work through whatever it is that's on his or her mind. And I think sometimes that's smart. Just leave them alone. Let them process it without them knowing that you're actually tuning in and seeing more than they think you're seeing. That's the wisdom of Pisces, isn't it? Come Saturday, well, this is a day where, again, that artsy feeling is still with you. It's Venus in its aspect to the sun as well. And I feel that you are still pretty much like a sponge picking up on the environment around you. It's also coming into an aspect of Neptune, which kind of makes it double whammy, right? Since Neptune rules Pisces, the moon is in Pisces, and Neptune is not just the ruler of, but also cruising through, transiting through the sign of Pisces. So again, another super sensitive day, which you can use for the best if you're smart, right? And also the moon is in a great aspect of Pluto, which allows you to emotionally kind of go deep into your emotions, right? And there's always that transformative energy when we have Pluto at hand. I think this is going to enhance your relationship, whatever it is that you choose to have your focus on, and see what that will do for you. So the week in itself, it's not a bad week at all. I feel that the first part is very practical. Second, the middle part of the week, it's you thinking outside of the box, wanting to explore certain things within your own realm, but also perhaps in your partner's realm, and then ending up at the end of the week with something that's really fun, creative, spiritual, and so forth. And talking about spiritual, and since we're heading towards the holidays, coming up close, we got Thanksgiving, of course, next week. What we also have is Black Friday. We got Cyber Monday. We're preparing, for Christmas and the holidays, Hanukkah, and all that. So, listen, there is now on Friday, next week, and I want you to kind of get ahead of yourself for those of you who want to be out shopping early and getting great deals. Our shop Divinity Realm is going to have a 40% off store-wide. So there is ladies' watches, men's watches, there's spiritual jewelry with a twist, there's tops, there's leggings, there's pants, there's a little bit of it, just everything. They're on our site. And so I'm going to give you a couple of links down below that you can go check now and just browse. You got some time before Black Friday is here upon you, and you could just, if you find things that you do like, just add them to your wish cart, okay? You don't have to purchase now, but I would suggest put it in your cart, set it aside, come back on Black Friday where there's going to be 40% off store-wide. Great deals to get. And since a lot of the manufacturers, they are in the Far East, mind you, so delivery time is normally around 20 days, could be for some of them up to 30 days. So of course, if you want to get your Christmas shopping done now, this is why I'm bringing it to your attention. This is the time to do so, to make sure that those gifts arrive at your home to the right time. So the links are down below. You can check them out. I've just posted a couple of them from the collections that are there, but you can go to the homepage and find the other collections there as well. So that is my gift to you guys. You know, you are my tribe, and I want you to go find something that is beautiful, and 40% is a great deal, right? So good luck with that, and have a wonderful weekend, a great week now coming up ahead of you as all of you are preparing for Thanksgiving next week. So until next time, have a good one, everyone. Bye now.